What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode. I'm your host, Eco Builder, Georgetown, Texas. What's up? Um, got a few things to run over today. So, like I told you last time, things have warmed up because Robinhood has brought all of their users into crypto, and they did this with their own blockchain that's on top of Ethereum. So, Ethereum is their gas. And so there's conspiracy that uh, once again, the powers that be that are able to trick people into moving into something and then them moving out with your liquidity um, is set for Ethereum. That's the running joke right now. If you're into that sort of thing, check the prices down at the bottom. Let's see, we've got Pulse at 4 zeros and a 1 2. Pulse X is at 4 zeros and a 1. Ink is 57 cents. Prove X, 4 zeros and a 6 2. Hedron, 8 zeros and 8 1. Liquid Liberty added to the board today, 2 zeros and a 6 4. Ethereum is at 19. For some reason, I put 16 there, but it's actually $1,900, 13 $13.57. P Tiger is something that's popped off lately because P Tiger has put himself over there on TikTok, and he's got quite the following on TikTok, and his chart is skyrocketing right now. There was a little bit of preparation, making sure that certain people didn't get in, and that the price was as low as possible, and that the true believers in P Tiger and what that man is doing, stuck around. So I saw somebody's testimony that they put in 3K, and now their value is at 43K. Quite interesting. But yeah, he's been the biggest gainer lately, and so some of the bubbles or the charts won't be honest with you, but I will. His stuff has popped off, and he's been doing, I think, like 3 nights in a row now. He's been doing TikTok lives, getting people interested, buying crypto for the first time. Um, he does concrete work over there in Georgia, and so he's got the following whenever he talks about concrete all the time. And so now he's showing them another portion of his life. And of course, crypto and everything being digitized, these people are able to hop right in. I spoke of Liquid Liberty. They are what I have on the thumbnail as a possible 100x. Those are all just estimates. Don't hold me to them. But Liquid Liberty has it to where right now you're able to acquire his token, but in the future, I believe you're able to stake that token and earn off of it. And he's going to set up a whole ecosystem, including a marketplace. And his idea is that tradespeople are going to use his platform in order to do transactions and have it to where the credit cards are going to miss out. He's gonna be your middleman, and he's gonna have it to where that 3% that you're saving from the credit card or the salesperson, the sailing business is going to benefit. It's actually going to be brought back in to purchase, hold, and stabilize his Liquid Liberty takeover. And he's a great guy to talk to on Spaces if you ever want to come in. He's in the Midwest. I'm going to change the Ethereum price real fast to 1900 because I mistyped that earlier, so that we won't have it scrolling wrong at the bottom of the screen for the rest of the episode. Okay, covering more prices. We haven't talked about the hex price. What is the hex price? On Ethereum, hex price is 2 zeros and a 1 6. On Pulse Chain, the hex price is 2 zeros and a 3 4. So we're about sitting there at the ratio of still 1 p hex to 2 EHEXs. Now, something very interesting happened earlier today. Someone brought in, bridged over $400,000 worth in stables and started purchasing up Pulse Chain. And they made a huge buy into PHEX. It was like 130,000 into PHEX, getting like 50 million PHEX or something like that. I don't know what their plans are. If they're gonna stake it, rolling stake, or if they're just gonna sit on it, I have no idea. But there is some enthusiasm back towards Hex and its entire ecosystem over there on Pulse Chain. So people are either bringing new money in or finding money over on Robinhood, bringing it over, or people are bridging in stuff that they had the whole time, just sitting off to the side. A lot of folks in the community are very bullish on Ethereum, saying that, Richard has 173,000 Ethereum just sitting there. More and more Ethereum users are staking Ethereum. I was told yesterday in Spaces that a third of all Ethereum is actually staked and earning 4% or 2%, something like that. 2% on several $1,000,000 is enough to have you an income or last you the year, right? If you have a pretty tame lifestyle. But back over to Richard still holds, and a lot of the folks inside of our ecosystem are saying that, okay, Ethereum is the next thing that's going to pop off. And whenever it does, I've got it on the thumbnail. Whenever it does, I think it might be around a 10x. We'll probably have a $10,000 Ethereum. I don't know though. On the thumbnail, I've also got Pepe. And so the most popular Pepe, in my opinion, is the one over there on Ethereum. And I believe that Pepe is at 5 zeros and a 2.6. And then we also have XRP. I forgot to look up XRP's price. There's always something here. CoinGecko Hedron is what I've been saving it as to look up that price. I said the Hedron price already. We're going to find the Pepe price real fast. Just because. Oh, I was supposed to look up the XRP price. Pepe is 5 zeros and a 2.6. The reason why I looked that up at all is sort of like market sentiment, as if I was to look up Doge. I'm going to do that right now as well. Doge is at 7 cents. And let's check out XRP. Y for market sentiment. Let's see what the price of XRP is. Ooh, XRP is at 99 cents. I believe that's down from $1.17. Okay, so I covered most of the prices down at the bottom of the screen. Why is this crypto dividends live stream for the Austin area? Because I know about areas where you can stake and hold and earn passive income on your crypto, your existing crypto, while it is that you still own the keys to that crypto. You're not giving it up. You're just interacting with the protocol. And so often you're burning it or you're putting it somewhere, and the protocol recognizes you and your wallet, and it generates a passive income for you. That's why I called this Texas Crypto Dividends. I spoke about P Tiger. That was a 25x in my estimation of the thumbnail, the clickbait that I put on this episode. Like I say, P Tiger is leading the way. He's being a leader. Then I've got Pew Pew, which is a token on Pulse Chain, and its whole ecosystem with PewSwap And the way that they're pairing with this new token, that's the gold token, which a lot of Pulse Chain people have gotten behind in order to represent Pulse Chain on the Ethereum blockchain. I'm sorry, on the Robinhood platform. So Pew Pew has interacted with this gold token on the Robinhood platform, and it's not only to get eyes on Pew Pew, but also continue to build something. So maybe that could be a 50x, along with Pulse X could be a 50x. The reason why I say Pulse X could be a 50x, that is the exchange token over here in Pulse Chain. There's pulsex.com. It is a deflationary token. The reason why I have that at the lower end of the tokens that Richard Heart has created, because there's probably going to be some sell-offs from the amount of people that got into PulseX, because so many more people got into PulseX during the sacrifice than the Pulse Chain sacrifice. And there on the thumbnail, I've got Liquid Liberty. He's the black and white logo with what looks to be the colony. What do you call that? The colony guy with the musket. So I have him at 100x because I see him building a whole ecosystem and having it to where it comes back in and does buybacks. That's very important for a founder to not be selfish and to do that. And on that same 100x level, I've got eHex. And the reason why I have eHex lower than the pHex gains is because there's constantly an argument in our community over which one is the true token going forward. And what's going to happen is when pHex, the chosen one, rises up and does its thing, then eHex is going to be a speculative tail of that. So that's why I have that at 100x. Estimation, have no idea when this would happen. Don't take my advice. I'm just throwing some numbers out there. And I've got Pulse Chain token or coin at 1000x because it is a blockchain currency. It's a blockchain gas token. So folks are going to have to use it, and it works just like Ethereum. So I think there's going to be some speculation on what this thing can do in the next 10 years. So there might be some huge buy-ups here at low prices. Right now, it's at like a tenth of the sacrifice price right now. Down here at the bottom of the screen, it's showing me that that Pulse Chain is at 4 zeros and a 1 2. So it's at 12% of what sacrifice was. And then at the very, very top, I've got Pulse Hex. And Pulse Hex, let's say maybe it has a 10,000x. So Richard first had a 10,000x coin on Ethereum called Hex. And it had it to where people stake it, they earn on it. There was gameplay of that initial year of the adoption amplifier and getting your Hex, and then if you staked it through the last day of the adoption amplifier, you got a bonus. So that was a very successful gameplay stickiness of a project there. And what's happened is it's been cloned onto a new blockchain, a copy and a better copy of the Ethereum blockchain. And so here we are, set, ready to go. We just need people to recognize it, right? So Tiger is out there doing TikToks, and some other people are doing TikToks too, in order to beat that drum. One of the guys who's doing TikToks is KG with Internet Money down in Austin, Texas. And KG's got his own style, and he's got his own speed about going about, he does things himself and he does it slow. I think he works with his dad as well. So it's a close knit, take pride in your work situation. They've got the Internet Money Wallet. You can find that on the Apple Store. You can get it on Android or Apple. So check that out if you want to. It holds multiple different blockchains, and he's very open to talk about stuff. I think the last time we had like a group complaint, he came into Spaces and had a face to face with us for 20 minutes, a voice to voice. So great guy. Check out his thing. And then he also has a stake and earn type token, but I don't think you have to stake it. You just have to have it in your wallet and it pays you the dividends. And that's called the time token. Okay, I've got a few other notes about some other people who deserve recognition for what they've been doing in the community, but I have now gotten into the shady area where I haven't done all of my research, and I'm just going to mention names. The price predictions have already been passed over this live stream. And so one of the guys in Spaces is Execute. I used to call him 00 Click because he'd always be clicking in the background whenever his mic isn't muted. These days, all I hear is music in the background. But he's a dude out of Canada. I have to say, like, nationalities of people if I know it, and maybe even where they're at, because we have to understand who it is that we're doing business with, So Execute's Canadian, lives in Southeast Asia, is supposedly settling down there. He's launched so many projects. He's moved across multiple blockchains. He's had criticisms towards Richard. But what he's created lately is a copycat and doing better than Pump Tires. And it's a platform. I believe you can launch tokens there. You can definitely trade. He's got really cool scoreboards up. He's got ways that you can interact with them. He's got this cool character that's a trash can that follows you around like Paperclip did in the early Windows Word program. And I think he's got some chat rooms set up as well. And maybe the next thing is to have some voice chats, but why splinter something that's already working? So any ideas after you guys visit pulsex.fun? So that's plsx.fun. Go ahead and shoot him a message if you've got any suggestions on what he could do to make the thing better, because he's constantly updating it with AI. Some other folks who are allowing your money to work for you, I hear that Zero Trust is one of those guys, and I believe that True DeFi is also one of those guys, and I believe Start.me is related to True DeFi. These are some guys that I'm going to have to investigate. They've been a sponsor of the El Salvador trip, and I want them to continue to be sponsors. So I need to learn more about them and, how we can help each other out. Tangent is over there in Spaces. He's a character on Pulse Chain, and he was an early Bitcoin guy. He's an Australian. I believe he lived in the UK for a little while, but is back over in Australia. So his timing is along with Execute's timing as what time of day they are whenever they're in Spaces. And so Tangent has utilized AI to build a trading bot. So he's got some sort of like sniper sniffer bot that I think he calls it the Autobot, that you can check out by going through his Twitter profile. We got Finbear over here in the chat saying, he's got to get to bed and wake up really early. Okay, cool. Check the replay. So then the last note I have here of people who deserve a little bit of recognition in the community, Rags to Riches has created switch.win. And I believe that's a way that you can go and participate in the liquidity and earn some more passive income. Make sure that whenever you're providing for the liquidity, guys, when you provide liquidity, it's often that you're providing two different tokens. And so this amount of tokens and this amount of tokens both equal each other in value. And so whenever it is that folks are trading in and out of these things that you've provided liquidity for, the amounts that that they're holding in your name can become asymmetrical, and you need to revisit the platform and level them out, make a decision, because otherwise, if it gets too heavily lopsided, you could actually lose money instead of making the money. And I know a lot of the folks are providing liquidity whenever it is that we're in a bear market and people are just moving stuff around, and it's hard to figure out which project is responsible or which one you can make a quick play on. So a lot of people have just been that little gatekeeper in between the places where liquidity is. Yeah, so right now is a time where you can get involved in the enthusiasm of the Robinhood chain and how people are using Robinhood as a launch pad to launch new tokens with their ideas. So they're, whether these are recycled people or not, there are folks who are new to the scene and they've got money to, here, take my money, is what they say to P Tiger right now, because they're totally convinced with P Tiger. And in fact, P Tiger's having, like, he's got so many DMs right now, so many people trying to contact him. And they're saying, hey, I want to buy more. And Tiger's like, hey, we just went way up in the chart. We might be due for a little bit of a correction. So, calm down is what he's having to tell people who are baby boomers while he's a Gen Z, I believe. Gen Z? Gen. He's the one before millennials, after boomers. Gen X, right? Yeah. All right. What else do we got going on? So I'm telling you, there are little pop-off plays going on. But there are also the return of the NFT fad. So don't get caught in the return of the NFT fad, because as we witnessed last time, it did have quite a bit of enthusiasm towards it, but a lot of people were left in the dark, especially if you weren't a person wasting your time trying to get on some sort of a whitelist. The whitelist is where the founders of an NFT project give an opportunity to their closest followers to purchase at a single unit, and they're able to immediately resell once the project goes live. They're immediately able to resell to the people who weren't on the whitelist, and then the game was over. Good freaking luck getting rid of it. After that. So I would like to, in Spaces, bring it to people's attention that there are people who have been through all these cycles before them who recognize that there are just silly meme coins that don't mean a damn thing. And then there are cult coins, which are like the 1% of coins, or the 0.1% that you actually could last a few weeks in, if it doesn't last longer than that. But from the thumbnail, the safe bets are definitely Ethereum, and then we're believers in Hex in this community. And what else do I have to say? I guess that's it. I ran through everything. If it is that you want to know more about what I do, is I stake Hex. So you can acquire either Ethereum Hex or Pulse Chain Hex, and you go to hex.com and you interact with the protocol in order to stake that Hex and earn a yield. And a lot of us have already staked our Hex, and we're sitting around being a part of the community in the meantime, while we wait for that to accrue and us to get our principal and our interest out. What we do with it, do we sell it immediately on the market, or do we restake it? Do we divide it up? Who knows? When is it going to come out in relation to where the price is? Maybe some of my Hex comes out in a bear market, so I restake it, or I hold it, waiting for a top during the bull market. Or maybe it comes out in the bull market and I'm just absolutely enthused about the possibility of where it could go. So I just say, I'm going to play this safe and I'm going to stake it, wait for later. My advice to people who go onto the Robinhood and see that stuff for the first time, I tell them to take whatever gains they can get, because I haven't analyzed every little thing, and instead I understand the human nature. If you're not going to take the profit, somebody else will gladly, in a different mind frame, take that profit. So don't allow this stuff to go straight through your fingertips, and at least play with only house money and get your money back out. And be smart about everything, be smart. Don't click on everything you see. Make sure you understand wallet security, and make sure you understand taxes if you have huge gains. And it's Taco Tuesday. I picked up some tacos earlier today. They're sitting right here. They might start to get soggy because I was having a conversation with my neighbor for the last hour and 30 minutes. Sorry, I'm a little bit late to the stream. If it was that you guys were just sitting around, maybe Finbear was. We are in good faith, good spirit, good credit. Like we've totally rocked the world in crypto. And now some of the people in Spaces are thinking, oh, maybe we have been a little bit harsh towards this Richard Hart guy, who has been a leader in his own way. And maybe it is whenever we complain on the internet, maybe it is that he doesn't have to take our advice. And then also recognize that he's got some sort of computer AI help in order to keep tabs on our entire community. So he knows what we're talking about and what we're tweeting, and what the fads are, what the cycles are like in our community. So he's, if he's staying quiet, it's on purpose. If he's being the reply guy on tweets, it's on purpose. If he's warning us about hacks, or we need to install updates on our softwares, it's on purpose. Okay. All right. I will talk to you later. Peace. Oh yeah. And then also trying to figure out what Noob 27 is going to look like, Noob Decentral 27. So please go check out the episodes that I've already got posted on YouTube. That's the Noob 26. So it's called Noob Decentral El Salvador event. Y'all take care.